with the new name, the new handle, the Museum Guy, as opposed to Israel Snapshot. I'm not going to talk about Israel Snapshot right now. It's not important. The important thing is I am here in New York. Look around. It's the fall, and you see all the leaves. Really nice. The one thing that's nice about New York winter, and then it all dies. All the leaves fall down, the trees get naked, and it's not fun. It's cold out here. Driving up to Maine may have been a little bit nicer. But anyway, here I am in New York City. What am I doing here? Why am I talking to you? Well, first of all, because I have a long walk, and it's not like in Israel where you walk for 20 minutes and you actually get somewhere. Here in New York City, you have to walk like an hour to get somewhere because I'm without a car, which is totally fine. It's Friday, and Friday morning, meaning Israel, it's Shabbat already. So I make all my Israel phone calls, call the family, friends before Shabbat, and like I used to do for 7 years when I lived here. So I'm visiting the old neighborhood. It's kind of cool. It's kind of weird at the same time because I'm very familiar with everything, but everything's changed. It feels different, right? If you live in New York, you know what it's like. Something's changed here. It's just not the same. But I'm here to run tours at the Met, and I'm doing tours until January 3rd. So it's really exciting. You can go to Museum Tour COIL or to my link anywhere here in my bio or wherever you're watching this. Hooked up all my accounts as much as I could. And let me show you around while I am. How do you actually switch? Huh. I'm not really sure how to switch the camera. Flip camera. Hmm. Have not used Haps in a while. So basically, I kind of got exhausted from Haps because there's so many difficulties with it. I figured it's a new app, it's figuring it out. But what was going on with Haps is basically that the connectivity thing was a little bit difficult. It's like it doesn't connect well. The sound doesn't go well. There's a bit of a delay. And look, we have so many other live stream options. We have Facebook Live. We have Instagram Live. So why do I need it if it's causing me so many problems? The only advantage that it has is that it live streams to several locations at once, but it doesn't do Instagram. It says coming soon. It does Facebook and it does YouTube. I don't even know what it does on Twitter because it says it's on Twitter, but it doesn't do anything on Twitter. So I don't really get it. Anyway, point is, um, here I am giving it another shot, and why not? So let's see if it works. Also, when you turn like the vertical horizontal thing and you actually put it as the setting, it stretches everything, it warps it, it does weird stuff. So anyway, here I'm giving HapsApp another chance. So here we are. So hit me up if you're in New York City or in New Jersey. I'm doing tours around the clock and lots of exciting stuff. I'm doing virtual tours as well, and I'm also doing a few lectures next week called Into Darkness. Into Darkness. Think of the dark night. It's kind of cool. But I think of the winter as darkness, and the Jewish holidays related to it. Hanukkah has to do with light and darkness, and also Purim, has something to do with darkness and randomness and chaos and these deep philosophical ideas. And they're the Jewish holidays of darkness, but it's also the time of the year. If you think about it, the weekly Torah reading, the Torah portion, the parasha, is Vayechi, which next week is Vayechi. And Vayechi sort of continues from the previous one without any break, sort of like you don't even know where the distinction is. And that's the point. It's about why can't you tell the difference? We have this tradition that it has to do with darkness because that's when the darkness of the exile started. We came to Egypt as new immigrants and things were good at first, but then one thing leads to another, and before you know it, you're a slave, you have no freedoms. And for those of you who want to make extrapolations to today, you are welcome to do so. I said nothing. Um, anyway, so I'm doing that talk in New Jersey and in New York. So OZ, Oav Tzedek, on I think it's 95th Street on the Upper West Side, and at Congregation B'nai Yeshurun in Teaneck. It's Englewood Street Boulevard. I don't remember, but all the links are. I just had a newsletter put out. It's on my social media. So if you just want to, just shoot me a message and I'll send you the information. So anyway, the tours are really exciting. First of all, there's difficulties, and I want to tell you, as an entrepreneur, I wanted to share with you some really interesting thoughts because the idea of an entrepreneur is really always to find back routes and ways and getting in through the window if they don't let you in through the door, to make things happen, to get things to work. And oh, look at this. An Israeli falafel place, Falafel Tanami. Well, it's closed. I don't know why it's closed. It's Friday. The absolute best falafel in New York. as we say so ourselves, 5-star Google reviews and Yelp, because you put the image there, so that means it's true. It's probably a pretty good falafel. They know how to do it. The Yemenites. I mean, there's Shalom Falafel in Israel is one of the best, and they're very reputable. It's possible there's a connection here. Anyhow, so what was I saying? Oh yes, the Met. So the Met right now has these restrictions, like many places. First of all, they card you for your vaccine card when you walk in. Now, Israel, people in Israel are complaining about having to show a green pass, a Tav Yarok, wherever you go. But here's the thing. I don't like that either. I really don't. But the green pass, what it does is it's a either proof of vaccination or that you recovered, right? And to get into different stores or museums, at least, not stores. They're not like that's. They're not that strict in Israel, at least some places. But you can get into museums with a Tav Yarok only, or with a negative PCR test, which means you did a test and you're negative, right? But when it comes to New York, it's nuts. You have to have a vaccine. No other options. No recovery, no PCR test, vaccine. Not only that, the mayor of New York just issued a should I call it a decree? I don't know. It's kind of Jewish lingo. We say decrees, but whatever, a mandate, forced vaccine mandate for under age 12. Like I'm talking to my friends who are in the medical community, and they're like, well, I'm not going to say how they said it, but like, what the flip, man? And they were much more graphic and creative with their response. Like the distinguish between medicine and policy, the two get really messed up and into all kinds of conspiracy theories. And I'm not going down that line, but the point is, it's a mess. So the Met requires a vaccine age 12 and up, and as of I think Monday or Tuesday, they're going to implement this even under age 12. So they're really killing their business. And I have pretty good followers, who are really enthusiastic about these tours. And they said, listen, I would love to come and see you, but I ain't doing that. I'm not complying with this government overreach. So listen, I hear, I totally hear. For me, it's my business, and I do accept the medical view of things. I don't accept the government overreach, but those are two separate issues. And I got the vaccine because it's important to me to get the vaccine. But that doesn't mean I believe everyone should get it. It's not my argument at all. And if you have an issue with it, I totally get it. It's fine. But for me, I got it, and that allows me to go into the museum, and I don't have any qualms. Like if I have to show the vaccine card to get into places, I really just don't care. I pick my battles. But that's my like it's my livelihood. So that's the only way I'm getting into the museum and stuff. Anyway, so that's that. So you get into the museum. Now the museum has this crazy thing where basically you can't check your coats. There isn't an active coat check. Now here's what happens when you walk into the museum. Sometimes there's a line, sometimes there isn't. It can take 10-15 minutes to get in. They check your card, whatever. Then there's a whole long line to get tickets. Now, that's kind of normal, except the museum is kind of downsized in staff. So there's a bit of a staff shortage, and that's not unique to the Met. That's one of the things that I've noticed have changed about New York City. Places are understaffed. It's really sad. So with all this understaffing, let me show you while we're looking around, while we're around. All this understaffing, so you sometimes like you're waiting for a desk. Like I'm there at the group desk, and there's just nobody. There's nobody to ask who can call someone to help me at the desk. Like, there's just no one to talk to. So it's kind of funny and sad at the same time. So that being said, you can't check your bags. You have to carry your bag and coats around, but I hacked the system because that's how I think. I always push the boundaries. So I'm going to tell you two things. Number one, I have a very good friend and follower who not like I'm a guru or something, but somebody who like follows my social media and has been a number of my tours. Let's just say a groupie. Now, so God bless her. She made me a special bag which was custom made for me, handmade. I chose the fabric, I chose the lining. The lining's got rubber duckies inside. If you don't know about my rubber ducky stuff, you've been living under a rock. Um, so the whole rubber ducky thing. Check out my Instagram, Facebook for the hashtag weekly duck, weekly gallery duck, rubber ducky challenge, all that stuff. Anyhow, so um, this bag is designed to hold everything that I need with me in the museum. So I fold my coat, I put it in. I fold my scarf, I put it in. I have my iPad there. I have pens, I have materials, clipboards, rubber duckies. It's all there in the bag. Okay. So that was one thing. Like I carry it all with me, and it's a big bag that says the museum guy, Hahu Mamuzeon in Hebrew. It's got my brand. It's really cool, and I walk around with it. Now, oh, I think I recognize this house. Huh. Now, step two. I have a library card, right? So I updated my library card. They gave me a new one, and they showed me how the system works during COVID. And there's some books I wanted to read, so I go to the library, and then I realized you have to check your bag and your coats, like in every library. They have a locker room. So you just go in, you check your bags, you lock the locker, and you get a key. There isn't even a line like with the regular coat check. You just walk in and lock the. It's like brilliant. Now the library is closed on Sundays, but I'm using this trick. It is so brilliant. You know, I'm either way. I'm going to the library and actually using their services, right? It's not like that, but still, it's such a system hack. Anyway, so that's the Met. Now, my public tours are not catching on yet. It's taking a while, but private tours are happening. So all these public tours are sort of getting blocked off because now there's private tours that are happening instead. I might be going to Philly. I might be going to Deal, New Jersey. So there's interesting things happening, and hopefully good things. I just had a student from Columbia, a graduate student, reach out to me, and she wants to meet and do some video reporting and stuff about my tours. So that's also interesting. And you never know what happens. Like, it can be really cool. Anyway, so that's kind of an update. So I am here in New York City again doing tours until January 3rd. And if you want to hit me up or do something, you know, I'm here. Just reach out to me. I'm very easy to find. I'm the museum guy at the museum guy or the museum guy Israel, depending what platform you're using. It's mostly the museum guy Israel. And I'm here. So I do hope you'll meet up with me in the museum. That'll be really cool. Or join a virtual tour or join whatever. Follow my content. If you like the content here and you're actually watching this through, if you're actually watching this, oh, that's my aunt. Yes, Dodabatia. Let's somewhere else. It's funny. Anyone who is logged in watching this through Facebook, just so you understand what I see, on my end, I see a line that says anonymous Facebook user. That's all I see. I don't know who is actually speaking. So let me just see. I see that some people wrote to me here. Unfortunately, HAPS is not actually letting me scroll and see the earlier messages. Like, I can't see it. It doesn't, the platform. See, this is one of the issues with HAPS. It's just, there's some issues. They're like so obvious. Like if you do a live stream on any other platform, you can scroll up and down the chat. But here it's like, it goes up and it fades out. And it's behind it is my picture, and I can't see a darn thing. So I don't know what it says. Something about my trip to Israel. Vaccines are important for everyone, dear nephew. It helps to stop the spread. Yes, that's. I'm not getting into that. Okay. Anyway, so that's what's going on right now. But if you're on Facebook or wherever you're watching, do reach out, say hello. I hope to see you all here in New York. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all well. I'm gonna try to give HAPS more credit. Let's just say that they're getting better, but like there's certain obvious features that, like, come on guys, really, like the scroll, really. And other ones like live stream on Instagram, like what okay, anyway, I've said enough. I'm going to visit my aunt and uncle here around the corner. So Dodabachi, I'm going to visit Uncle David and Tante Leah, like they're a few blocks away. JK17, no, they're more than a few blocks away. I've been walking. Okay, I see where I am. I was walking the wrong way. I'm walking the wrong way. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, I was at